Welcome back to Crunch Time, guys. The show where you get the best slate overview, the best NBA DFS picks for the day, each and every day in under an hour, hour and a half, maybe sometimes. Can't say that we're live 2.5 hours before the main slate. Chris wanted to go 3 hours earlier today. Not against it. Today we have another 4-game slate, I believe. Hopefully no games get postponed. I think we had some of them already postponed today, but not. I don't know if they were in the main slate. Joined as always with Chris, aka Chrissair DFS. I think he has some tea with him today. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, like you said, one of the earlier games was postponed for later, so it starts at 5 p.m. Pacific now, 8 Eastern. I'm not sure if they're going to add it to the main slate. They haven't yet, but I mean, it might be something that they do, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. If they don't, it's just a 4-game slate, so same as yesterday, same as the day before, I think. Getting a little tired of these 4-game slates. I like the bigger ones, but I mean, you gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah. I don't mind the small ones, but definitely the bigger ones are a bit more fun. Before we get into it, if you guys haven't already, you've been here before, you know you like our content, please hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Also, if you're coming here from our Twitter or from Discord, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all. That way you get notifications every time we go live. Solid content here. It's always going to be free. You can pick apart Chris's brain here, ask him questions, talk about our optimizer. Just get all your DFS knowledge questions out of the way over here. Chris is mid to high stakes DFS player, so he's not just a content creator. So definitely puts his money where his mouth is. So definitely awesome value here. Next bit of housekeeping, as always, we use our optimizer, dfscrunch.com, our projections as well, to go through the slate. So if you're interested in checking that out, if you want to follow along with us, you can check it out there. If you've never been a member before, you can get a 3-day free trial and just try it out with us. No risk at all. So definitely check that out if you're interested. We have every main sport, FanDuel, DraftKings, so be sure to check that out. Next thing, we have our success tweet of yesterday. Definitely some nice ones here. I love to see it. Let's get right into it. First one, we have Turn and Burn. Scotty, shout out to Scotty, shout out to Turn and Burn. What do you have to say about this one, Chris?
First of all, I think you're a little loud. I think your mic is a little too close to your face, so you're kind of peaking. But yeah, this is, I mean, we can't see the lineup, but obviously another takedown for Turn and Burn. Nothing really out of the ordinary here.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing out of the ordinary. Read about that. Like a regular occurrence here. I love to see it. It's awesome. Definitely knows how to use the optimizer. He gets his value for sure out of DFS Crunch, so I love that. Next up, we have Peter K, longtime member as well. Shout out to him. What do you see here, Chris?
I mean, these are some nice results. Obviously, I think it was the main NFL slate, the Sunday NFL slate, and also this golf slate in the middle. So yeah, we also have golf. So I don't really play golf, but just because it's too early in the morning on the West Coast. But I mean, otherwise I would. But yeah, you'd love to see this as well.
What time is it in the West Coast? Like the start there?
I don't know. It changes every week, but it's usually like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Something like that.
A little early for sure. I think we have 2 more here. Kubaka, also longtime member. Shout out to Kubaka, aka Big Homie. Love the profile picture there. DFS Crunch representing. What do you see here, Chris?
So this was the early slate. Just solid construction all around. Obviously got second place, so you do love to see that as well.
Yeah. I love the profile picture there. We need to get Aiden on that. No need to be scared of having that picture there, Aiden. But yeah, I love to see it. Last one here, we have Turn and Burn again. Some more football here. What do you see here, Chris? What do you want to say about this?
I mean, this top one's pretty crazy. It's $4.50 to $500, so That's pretty big right there. Obviously one of his tournament lineups, and then the middle one looks like a cash game lineup for the Saturday to Sunday slate, so the 4-game slate. Yeah, he had Mahomes go out. Obviously, we all had Mahomes go out, but he still got 21, so it wasn't the worst thing ever. But I mean, it didn't help me. It kind of hurt me, but yeah, we'll deal with it.
Yeah, I think that's the last one here. But yeah, we have a bunch more over in the Discord in our success channel where our crunchers, our community there, we share like all our wins there. So there's definitely a bunch more. Not everyone made the cut today. Chris usually decides who makes the cut. I rarely make the cut, so yeah, definitely a lot of winners here.
They have a limit of 4, so I can't put everyone in there.
Yeah, lots of winners here at DFS Crunch. So be sure to check it out if you're interested. Lots of value here, lots of sports. So yeah, definitely a great place to be. Okay, let's jump into NBA main content over here today. As always, NBA main slate. Obviously, we have the 4-game slate today. I think, what's the game that might be removed or added into the slate? Is it the Miami game?
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at some of the winners from yesterday first, just because we only have 4 games. We have a lot of time, so we can go over some tournament winning lineups from yesterday on both sites.
Yep. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Let me load up yesterday's slates over here. Definitely a good feature of our optimizer. I don't even know if you call this an optimizer feature, but it's just something we have here at the bottom tab. You can do your homework here. You can study previous contests, previous results, and you can also actually backtest some lineup construction as well. If you do that, and you can actually see your scores, like the actual scores and then the projected scores for those lineups. So definitely a good place to do your homework. You like to sort it by, I believe, the prize pool first. You want to open this clutch shot?
Yep.
And then do you want to open up a double up as well?
No, just the DK one as well, the tournament.
Let's do that here. Fadeaway?
Yeah.
Or 4-point?
No, the $15 one.
Okay. Bobby B's asking, you do the 5-cent ones? I think that's the dime, NBA dime or something.
No, 5 cents is a nickel.
Sorry, nickel. My bad. What's it called though? The contest.
The 5-cent one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played in a long time.
Are you even allowed to play in it?
No, I'm not allowed.
Yeah, we do piggy bank shot. That's the one. Yeah, a lot of our members do the piggy bank. Definitely, I still do it. It's fun. Like, I do something different in this one always, but I didn't play it yesterday. But yeah, we definitely do that one sometimes. But yeah, let's go over this. Ghostify in the chat saying Harden is the fade of the day. I have Hood, who is doing well in his first start. Bobby B saying flex and lol. Yeah. Okay. What do you see here, Chris?
So I mean, I can't see the whole lineup here, but yeah. Okay. So I think we talked about it on the show yesterday. Just going up to Jokic made construction pretty different because people were paying down to like Holmes, Zubac. So yeah, obviously this guy went Jokic. I think he split here first place just because it's 28K, kind of a random number. So yeah, this was probably duplicated. But I mean, like, all these guys were in play. It was only a 4-game slate, so it's not the craziest, like, most unique lineup here. He had Jamal Murray, went for 45. Turned back into Bubble Murray, so that was pretty cool to see.
You brought that up actually yesterday. Said the revenge game.
I mean, I also
brought
up Donovan Mitchell. I'm not sure how Donovan Mitchell did, but I mean,
he got like 40.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Murray did well regardless. This guy even had Hart, who didn't do well, 17.5. So, I mean, just shows that you can win without you don't need everyone to be the best play in the world.
Yeah, I was kind of let down yesterday by Ingram. I had quite a bit of him. Definitely, I think if Ingram did a bit better, I think the top lineups would have looked different. I'm not saying I would have won, but definitely, I think Ingram could have played better. That would have been. I would have enjoyed that a lot. But yeah, because I had some Bagley, I had some Jokic, so could have been interesting. Let's do the DraftKings one. I did not play this one yesterday. Yeah, first place here. Only duped twice. 2 people had it. What do you see here, Chris?
So same thing. I talked about it on DraftKings as well. Like playing Jokic changed your build completely. This guy did that. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Construction wise, no need to go into the individual plays here.
Actually surprised Gobert's in this one. I think at the half, like he was really struggling, so I think he must have had a stronger second half. So that's kind of surprising to me. Let's see.
I mean, Gobert always seems to get 40 a night. Like even if he's struggling the first half, struggling the second half. Yeah, he always seems to get there.
Trigger saying Jokic on a tear this season. Nuggets get their wins up, and he might be MVP. What do you think of that one, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think I like the Jokic MVP call a lot. I think it's going to be between him and Luka. Not really a hot take, just because I think they're both the favorites for it right now. But yeah, I really like both of those guys a lot.
Yeah. Charlie Cole back in the chat. He says, took your advice on the $1 50/50s and won all 6 of them, all in the top 12. Love to see that. Love to hear that. Definitely they're the good contests to target to grow your bankroll. So definitely good advice. Good job there. Yeah, let's go into the slate, Chris. Do you want to do an overview before we jump into the first Milwaukee-Brooklyn game?
Yeah, sure. So we have 4 games here as of now. I mean, I assume the Miami game was going to get postponed. So yeah, we don't have to really worry about that. This first Milwaukee-Brooklyn game stands out a lot. 240 over/under, so I think that's the highest we've seen all year. So just ridiculous numbers. Tight spread, 3.5 favoring the Bucks. So this will be a good game to target. Kyrie's out, obviously, so we'll have interest in guys like Harden and Durant. That's why Harden is on the cover today. The other 3 games are around 220, 225 over-unders. The biggest spread on the slate is obviously the Lakers going up against the Warriors. It's an 8.5 point spread right now. So, I mean, probably not my favorite thing to do to target like studs from this game. I just think we'd rather take them from this Bucks Nets game. But yeah, we'll break it down game by game as we always do.
Yep. Let's jump into it then. Let's go over the first game here. Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Let me just load up the injuries here. So for Brooklyn, we have Kyrie marked as out, but is there a chance he might play? I thought he was questionable. Is he out now?
Yeah, he was ruled out today.
Ruled out? Okay. My bad there. Yeah, so Brooklyn starters right now, we have Harden, Harris, Durant, Green, and DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, what do you think of the Nets today? Obviously, no Kyrie, so Harden, Durant can get their share. Obviously, all 3, if we had all 3 of them in there, I think that would be a little bit harder to decide who to play. But do you think either Harden or Durant are viable today in cash, or mostly tournament options here?
Yeah, so I mean, as I said, like this game has the highest total, 240. So the Nets have an implied team total of 119. Harden is priced very low. He's 10-3 on FanDuel, so we're getting a huge discount there. 10-8 on DK as well. So I love him on both sites. More of a lock for me on FanDuel. I think on DraftKings you can decide between him and Durant. I slightly lean towards Harden as of now, but I mean that could change as the slate goes on. So yeah, I like Harden a lot in cash games, in tournaments as well. Same as Durant, cash games, tournaments, I'm good with it. And then value pieces from this team, we have guys like TLC over on DK. He's 3.7K. Not the worst price tag ever. I think he's fine as a last piece in cash games. Obviously, we're not in love with TLC like when we get him in our cash game lineups, but I mean, 4-game slate, like I always say, we're kind of starved for value, so I'm good with TLC as the last piece in cash. No interest in tournaments. And then Joe Harris is another guy that's kind of interesting. More so on FanDuel, 4.5K. I think he's a little bit more over on DK. So, yeah, he's 5'8" there. So $1,300 difference.
I think he had the small ankle sprain last game. I'm not sure how much that'll affect him. Probably not too much. I think he went back in after that. But yeah, any thoughts on that one, Chris?
No, I mean he wasn't on the injury report at all, so I have no concerns with that.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, definitely more viable on FanDuel for $1,300 less. And then one other value guy here is Bruce Brown, 4-3 on DraftKings. Like if you want to do that as a value piece today on this slate, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't love it, but you gotta go with some ugly guys on this short slate if you want to jam in the studs. So I don't think it's the worst idea. I don't love it on FanDuel, so I won't have any shares there. And then one other guy that's a lock for me on this team, both sites, is DeAndre Jordan. 4.8K on DraftKings, 4.5 on FanDuel, so really good price tag there. He's been playing a good amount of minutes. I just want to see how many. I think so he played 28 his first start 2 games ago, 23 last start. Like even if he hovers around that range, he's a decent point per minute guy. So I really like him for this price tag, especially on this slate where we don't have much value, as I keep saying, and center is kind of thin down low.
Yep. See in the chat. Yeah, we got some news, not in the main slate, but Cam Johnson starting for Crowder. Also, I think we have Tillman starting over in Memphis. Valanciunas is out. Rajon Rondo saying no Ryan. That's surprising. Chat/stream seems more quiet without him. He's definitely a good vibes here. But yeah, no Ryan today, I think. Maybe he'll be late. Probably running some errands for the family. You never know. Mike Weaver saying anybody besides Tillman worth anything for all day?
So he's a FanDuel guy. I like Chris Paul a lot for all day. Let's see who else here I have interest in. Let me just pull that up. But yeah, I had Chris Paul in my earlier lineup. I think I might have taken him out. No, so I still have Chris Paul in there. I like him a lot for 7.1K at point guard. And then Tillman, I think I told Weaver earlier in the morning he was a lock for me for the all-day slate. So I like Tillman a lot. And then also, I think I also said LeBron earlier in the slate. I don't love LeBron there anymore. I'd rather go up to Harden at shooting guard instead.
Yep. Charlie Cole's asking, is Giannis not worth it on FanDuel today? I think he's an interesting tournament play. I think the game's supposed to be close, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's a 3.5 point spread. As I said, the highest over/under, I think, of the season. So, we'll talk about it here with the Bucks, but I think he's probably tournament only for me. I just like the Nets guys a little more for cash.
Yeah, Giannis definitely like a strong fantasy point per minute producer. If this game stays close, Giannis, I think, will definitely be one of those guys from Milwaukee that does it. So I'm interested in him for tournaments, even with.
Well, I mean, he's the best in the world. So
yeah,
it's not saying much to say that, but the thing with him today is his price is a lot more than Harden here. He's 1K more, 800 more than KD. So that's the problem with him. If he was the same price as these Nets guys, we would love him. But I mean, it's hard to fit into cash games.
Yeah, cash games. Okay, let's just go into into Milwaukee then. Nothing noted here for injuries and news that I see. We have Holiday starting, DiVincenzo starting, Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. I guess besides Giannis, we'll talk about that. What do you think of Lopez today? Do you think he's in a good spot today for tournaments or cash?
So, I mean, obviously it's the revenge game. We spent 7-8 years in Brooklyn. So if you're into that sort of thing, you got that going for you. But I have no interest in him in cash games. I'd rather spend a little bit less for DeAndre Jordan on the other side. So tournament only for me. Obviously, he can always get there with his 3-pointers, his blocks. Yeah, so tournament only, no interest in cash games for him. We actually do have some interest in other Bucks guys here outside of Giannis in cash games. So, I mean, Giannis, like I was saying a few minutes ago, like he's a great tournament play today. He's a little too expensive for cash games. Like on FanDuel, he's 11.3K. Anthony Davis is 9.5K, so we're getting a huge discount. We're not used to seeing Anthony Davis for that cheap, so I'd rather play AD in cash games. But I mean, in tournaments, Giannis obviously has a giant ceiling here. And then Middleton, he's really interesting. Also, I actually do like him a lot in cash games on both sites. He's 8K over on DraftKings, so that fits pretty well. Same price on FanDuel, 8K as well. So if you want to do that, I definitely don't mind it. Let's see, anyone else here? Yeah, so we also have Drew Holiday. He's sort of like similar to Giannis. Like he's priced up, so we can't really spend 7.6K for him in cash today. But always a good tournament option. He always has a bunch of steal upside, so I mean, I don't hate that play in tournaments. Dante DiVincenzo, another guy I'll mention here. He's way cheaper on FanDuel. He's 4.4K, 5.4 on DraftKings, so no interest on DK, but a really good cash game option on FanDuel today. Might even lock him in just because he's so cheap in this elite game environment. I think that pretty much does it. One more guy I'll mention specific to DraftKings is DJ Augustine. Like if you need him as a last piece in your cash games, I'm okay with it. Like if you need someone for 3.5K, yeah, I'm okay with it, but not my favorite play. So yeah, I probably won't have him in my lineups.
Yep. Rondo has some questions in the chat. He's saying Tillman for the single game slate looks nice over on FanDuel. And then he's also asking your favorite MVP for Phoenix versus Memphis single game.
So I think I'm between Ja and what's his face, Chris Paul. I want to look at I'm just going to take a look at the points, rebound, assist prop real quick. I want to see who that favors, but I'm probably Chris Paul. Minutes are down a bit for Ja just because he's coming back from the injury, so we don't know about that. But I think Chris Paul is a little safer. If you want the upside, go with Ja.
Yep. Sean Rondo says that's unfortunate you said Chris Paul.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like each other.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay, I think we're done for the first game here. Let's go into the next one. Dallas against Toronto. Let me just load that up. Okay. We can go over Dallas first. Injuries there. We have Finney Smith out for them. Josh Richardson out for them. Porzingis is probable. Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber both out. And Hardaway Jr. is questionable. Starters right now, we have Doncic, Hardaway Jr., Iwandu, Porzingis, and Willie Cauley-Stein. Obviously playing the Raptors. I love the Raptors. I'm a Raptor guy. But let's go through Dallas. What do you like in Dallas today, Chris?
So, I mean, this is a back-to-back here. I'm interested to see if Kristaps Porzingis plays. I think he's probable right now. So that's a big thing to keep an eye on. Like he's 6.9K over on FanDuel, so that's a really nice price tag if he's in. He's in my build right now, in my cash game build, but we'll have to obviously keep an eye out for that. James Johnson, another guy, 4.7K if you want to play him on FanDuel. I don't mind that, but outside of that, like we don't really have too much interest for Luka here. Obviously a really good tournament option just because I said we don't have interest in Luka. Like that means that most people won't, I assume. They're going to try to get Harden, KD, Giannis even over Luka. So like I love Luka in tournaments, but not for me in cash games today. Like I'd rather target the 240 over under. This one's 220, so it's the lowest of the slate. I mean, it's not the worst matchup for Luka here against Toronto. Like Toronto doesn't really play much defense; they play fast. If I was betting, I'd probably bet the over on 220 right now. But yeah, like not too much interest here outside of Kristaps Porzingis and FanDuel cash.
Okay, let's do some Toronto injuries news. We have McCaw, Marcus out, and Alex Len out. Starters right now, we have Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Anunoby, Siakam, and Baines. Obviously, Boucher for them has been playing quite well. I think he was going to play a lot more minutes last game actually, but he got into foul trouble. He's very handsy, like he gets a lot of fouls. Do you think this matchup is like a good environment for Boucher to get minutes, like fouls aside?
Like if he plays, he's probably going to be matched up against Porzingis. So I mean, it's not the worst matchup. It's not like Porzingis backs into the paint and does all this stuff, but at the same time, Porzingis plays on the perimeter, so maybe less block opportunities for Chris Boucher here. Like his price tag is a little bit ridiculous, 8.1K on FanDuel. No interest there. 7.1 on DraftKings is a lot better. The main reason I say no interest is just because like people know about Chris Boucher now. It's not like it's the first couple of days. I think last time out he was like 35% in the big tournament.
Yeah, I saw him at 40 on DraftKings.
Yeah, well, DraftKings he was a better price. He was like 6-1, but I mean on FanDuel he was like 35% for 8.1K. I mean he got there. He got like 41 points. 41 fantasy points, but it's not like he exceeded value or anything. Like he had a good normal game for his price tag. So it's not you're not getting great leverage here with his price tag anymore. Yeah. The only way that he pays that off is if he goes for like 50 or something. So it's not my favorite play on FanDuel, but I mean on DraftKings he's 7-1, so a lot better there. If you want to do it in cash games, I don't mind it, but I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I also feel like... Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I also feel like... I think I actually meant to say FanDuel. I think I saw him at like 40% on FanDuel. About the range you said. But yeah, I think like definitely a lot of people know him and they're kind of chasing the upside right now. Like his price is very fair, like you said. So as much as I love the Raptors and as much as I love Chris Boucher... like I think we might see him at higher than 10% in the tournaments. I wouldn't be too surprised there. And yeah, like you said, like people know him. People are I think people are hoping for like the big upside, which he definitely has, but the price tag is a little high here on FanDuel. DraftKings, I'm definitely a lot more interested in him. Much better price tag there. So DraftKings, I have a lot more interest, but FanDuel, I'm not too sure about that because I feel like he might be quite high today in this 4-game slate, higher than 10% ownership. So definitely someone I might consider limiting my exposure to.
Also, you can see on DraftKings we have him for 20%, so that's double what it is on FanDuel. If you look at his game log, if you pull it up here, like he's been at 40 the last 5 games. He had 250s, so like it's not awful for this price tag. I find it hard to see it being sustainable. That's my only problem.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing for him, like I felt like last game, like he could have played a few more minutes, but he did get a few fouls. Like he was in foul trouble. Like I think he played like the whole first quarter or something like that, like 9 minutes. Didn't start, but he played like 9 or 8 minutes in the first quarter. So I feel like he could have had a larger run there, but like as always, like he just gets in foul trouble. Maybe the fact that if he guards Porzingis, he might be further away from the basket, so he'll go for less blocks, might get less fouls. But I think the biggest thing for him is like it's the fouls. Like I think if he can get to like 33, 35 minutes, I think he's a good play, but you just got to consider the fouls, who he's going to guard. Definitely something I'll think about a bit more after the show, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're spot on there. Like I want to add as well, like even if he guards Porzingis, who plays on the perimeter, like less opportunity for fouls as well. So maybe more minutes. It kind of evens out the fewer block opportunities, but maybe he'll get a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I still have to touch on the rest of these Raptors guys. We spent a lot of time on Boucher, but
4-game slate.
Yeah, you're right on that. The main guy here though is Kyle Lowry. In cash games, both sites. I love the price tag 7.4 on FanDuel, 7.7 on DraftKings. So I mean, I like him a lot. He's been playing a good amount of minutes. Always seems to stuff the stat sheet, gets rebounds, assists, some steals, and then always hovers around 18 to 20 points. So I do like this a lot for him. As you can see with our ownership here, we have him for 37. That's super high. So he's going to be chalky for sure. He's currently in both of my lineups on both sites. And then one more guy I'll touch on is OG Anunoby. On FanDuel, he's 5.8K. So I do like that price tag. He's been getting like 30 fantasy points a night for the most part. Had a few down games and blowouts, but he's pretty solid. For this price tag, 5.8K, all we need is like 28, 29 fantasy points. So it's definitely in the realm of possibilities. So yeah, I like OG Anunoby in my FanDuel cash games today.
Yeah. Hasty back in the chat. Good to see you. He says, "Hey boys, sorry I'm late. Running errands for grandma." That's what I said. Family errands. He's also saying Boucher got to keep his hands out of the cookie jar. Yeah, he does like to reach as well. Like aside from blocking, I will say like I've seen him do a few like just really bad fouls, like just reaching for the ball like around around the guy he's guarding for no reason. Like he's just so lanky, he just like wraps around the guy and gets a foul like that. But I mean, I feel like for him, like the reach in fouls are probably not as like he's more likely to get like the blocking fouls because he likes to block a lot. I think he can stay a bit more disciplined like on the perimeter with fouls there. Hasty saying, is it a Terrence Davis day? Miss seeing him play.
I mean, has he even been seeing minutes? He hasn't played the last 2 games, so yeah, we haven't projected for 0. So it's not a Terrence Davis day. Sorry.
Yeah, I do miss watching him play though. Go gadget arms. Appreciate. Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, that's spot on for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into the next one. Third game of the day. Second to last game to go over. Houston, Chicago. Let me load that one up. Okay. Let's do Houston first. Sterling Brown, questionable. House out for them. Cousins in. Wall-Star is out for them. Gordon and Oladipo are in. Starters right now, we have Oladipo, Gordon, McLemore, Tucker, and Christian Wood. Yeah, I guess one question, like, what's going on with Wall? Like, how serious is his knee soreness? When do you think he'll be back? And then follow-up question there I have about Oladipo. Obviously, his first game here on the new team. He's looked really good this year. I feel like the Houston situation right now is a bit better for him usage-wise. He'd probably have more opportunity here right now without Wall, definitely. So I have some interest in Oladipo, but I want to hear your thoughts on those two things, Chris.
So for Wall, I don't know. Like, it's his knee injury. He's pretty injury prone. So like, it's kind of hard to say when he's gonna be back. What was the other one about Oladipo?
Yeah, I think it's a much better environment for him right now than it was in Indiana with Brogdon and Sabonis over there, especially without Wall.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to kind of see how many minutes they give him. He was kind of hurt as well. So Indiana was kind of limiting him, but he has Christian Wood here. He has Eric Gordon, John Wall's out, as you said, but still not like the team is his. So I don't know. I think this projection is fair. He should hover around the same range that he did in Indiana. So I mean, my interest comes in tournaments. No way I'm playing him in cash games. Let's see, Christian Wood, same sort of thing. Like he's priced way up. We don't need that. I'm good with it in tournaments. Definitely not on FanDuel. DraftKings cash 8.9k. I'm fine with that. Like I definitely have no problems with Christian Wood for 8.9k. He's not in my current build, but he's making some of the ones that are close to my current build. So, I mean, I have some interest there. The main guy though here is Eric Gordon. He's 5.2k, I believe, on both sites. Yeah,
Yep.
so he's 5.2 on both sites. It's his first game back since Harden got dealt. Obviously, Oladipo is playing today, but I mean, it's still Eric Gordon should see at least, I don't know, 28 minutes upside for more. Maybe can shoot like upwards of 15 to 18 shots. So, like I like Eric Gordon here for 5.2k. Definitely a really solid price tag on him. I think that probably does it for the most part. Like we don't have interest in their value guys anymore, like Jayshawn Tate, Ben McLemore, David Nwaba, Mason Jones, just because Gordon's back, Oladipo's playing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Trigger in the chat saying Oladipo usage bump for him. Hasty saying, is this Oladipo's first game in Houston? It is, and he says if so, he's going to go off. Ghostify is asking if anybody wants his core. Definitely send it out. Interested to see that. You're the simulation guy here. Simulation King, 2K Simulation King, so definitely interested in seeing that. Robert in the chat saying, I think coach said Oladipo was taking point guard reps the other day in practice with no wall.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Oladipo, like, yeah, wall's out, so I think Oladipo is projected to be the point guard here today.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention for this early slate, I actually had a 2v2 that I got wrong. I had Trent and Hunter instead of Herter and Carmelo. Would have been winning everything if I went with the other side. So I'm a bit sad about that. Could have had some takedowns.
Takedowns?
Yeah, it's at 404.5 right now with a few minutes left in the Blazers game.
Wait, with those two?
Yeah, mine's at 370. The swap is at 404.5. Currently first place in most contests.
Still cashing though?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone else did really well. Just I got the 2v2 wrong.
Yeah, I mean hindsight's always 2020. You gotta trust your process, Chris. You know that.
No, I mean I don't, because all the other sharp people I see went with the other side of the 2v2, like Hoop, McLovin. I'm stuck with Gary Trent here with 6.1 fantasy points, while Melo got 29, Hunter got 35, Kevin Herter got 46. So I definitely chose wrong here.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us. I think it's not the worst. Still cashing. Ghostify in the chat, his core is, this is the simulated core, 2K simulation. Doncic, Gordon, Johnson, Boucher, and Wood.
Doncic, Gordon, Boucher, and Wood.
Doncic, Gordon, Johnson, James Johnson, Boucher, and Wood.
I mean, I can't play James Johnson. I know Ghostify's a DK guy. James Johnson is 5K there. Absolutely no interest in him.
Is there only one Johnson playing today?
Yeah. So, I mean, Doncic, like, I'd rather go to Harden. Wood, yeah, I'm good with Wood. Who's the other one?
Doncic, Gordon, Johnson, Boucher,
yeah.
Wood.
Yeah, I like Eric Gordon, though. I like him a lot. He's going to be in my core.
Yeah. Trigger saying Depot GPP play of the day for him. And about your 2v2, he says, hate to see it. Let's see what else. Ghostify saying, huh?
I hate to see it as well.
Ghostify saying, bro, Gary Trent stunk for me. Hasty's also saying, don't sleep on that Hunter Herter combo in Atlanta. Love those two. Throwing some more salt on the wound for sure. Ghostify saying, Harden fade of the day.
I mean, no chance for me. It's the best game environment. He's underpriced. There's no chance I'm fading him.
Okay. Let's go into Chicago side over here. We have Thomas Satoransky out for them. Dotson questionable. Patrick Williams probable. Porter, Hutchinson both out. Garrett Temple probable, and Luke Cornett is questionable. Starters right now, we have Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Williams, Markkinen, and Wendell Carter Jr. What do you think of the Bulls today, Chris? Any interest here for cash or tournaments?
No interest in cash games, really, just because we have spend ups in Brooklyn, and then it's sort of mid-range. Like, the Bulls are all priced pretty highly. One guy on FanDuel I like is Lauri Markkinen. He's 6.1K. If you pull up his game log, I know you're a big Lauri guy, or you used to be, but he's looked
I like
good.
him.
Yeah, he's looked good since he came back. He's only 6.1K today, so it's definitely not the worst price. He got 47.5 yesterday. Played 33 minutes, shot 19 times, so that was pretty nice. But yeah, 6.1K for him. I don't mind that in cash games if you want to do that. In tournaments, I like it a lot as well.
Yeah.
That pretty much does it for the Bulls, really. I don't have interest in much else.
Okay, that's a quick summary there for the Bulls. Not much love there. Let me load up the next game, and then I'll go over some questions in the chat. Comments. Hasty saying, sorry, no salt intended. Yeah, I was just joking, but yeah, no salt intended, Chris, from Hasty on that comment there. He just says he likes those two guys. I think I've heard him. Yeah.
I like those two guys a lot. I mean, I've heard her in one of my other lineups in the single game, so I mean, it's not the worst. It's just probably could have won a few thousand more if I went with the other side in the 2v2.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Maybe those few $1,000s, we could have upped our production budget here when we pull up the screenshots. Maybe they wouldn't be as blurry sometimes, so that would have been nice for sure. Trigger saying Markkinen, FanDuel. Chris, yeah, yep.
I mean, that was the only guy I talked about on the Bulls, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Charlie Cole is saying, I have Lowry, Harden, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Gordon, and Jordan on FanDuel. Have a point guard spot and 2 power forward spots. Not sure who else to get.
Is this for the all? Wait, can you say it again?
Yeah, I think this is not the all day. This is the main one. It's just Raptors, Bucks, and Brooklyn, and Houston. Lowry, Harden, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Gordon.
Wait, slow down.
Why don't I just pull it up for you here? It's Lowry. Wait, I have to.
I'm opening the chat now. So
okay, we got Lowry, Harden,
Dante, OG, Gordon, and Jordan. Yeah, so you got like something near the optimal. Like if you go Schroeder at point guard in a really good matchup against the Warriors, 6K, and then you have a ton of money to spend at forward. You can go AD, you can go Porzingis, you can play around with those guys, but you're definitely on the right path.
Yeah. Back to the no salt intended from Hasty. He says, "Oh, so sorry, Chris."
Yeah, I mean, I see that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna forgive Hasty for that.
Ooh, so sorry, Chris. Yeah, he's still cashing though, so it's not the worst. Ghostify saying, I did the early slate and 4 of my 8 players have 50 fantasy points. It's good.
Yeah. Like, we're crushing too. Our projections for this early slate have been definitely on fire. We had a lot of Dame, Trey, D'Lo, Aaron Gordon, Clint Capella. They're all over 50, so yeah, definitely a good day so far.
Yeah, definitely some more success posts coming up for tomorrow. As always, the DFS Crunch money printer is always on, always printing. Love to see it. Let's see. Cole with the options play nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what that really means, but play nice.
I was hoping you would, because I kind of read that and then like I had no idea. I'm not really sure what I read, so just waiting for you to say something.
maybe saying like he has nice options remaining, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Last game here, we have Golden State and the Lakers. Let's go over the news here. We have on the Lakers side, we have Davis, probable. Jared Dudley, doesn't matter. He's out. Wesley Matthews, probable. James, questionable. As always, nothing new there. KCP, probable. Starters, we have Dennis Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, James, Davis, and Gasol. What do you think of the Lakers today, Chris?
So usually I don't have much interest in them, but we're on a 4-game slate, and their studs are honestly underpriced. Like AD for 9.5K, I have no idea when the last time we saw that was. I think he's actually been under 10K a few times this year, but I mean, this is the lowest at 9.5. He was at 9.8 before. So like all of last year, he was 12K, 11K. So I mean, I love AD in this spot against Golden State. As long as it stays competitive, AD should smash. 8.5-point spread right now favoring the Lakers. So, I mean, it's not the best, but he's underpriced. He's pretty easy to get, so I don't mind that. LeBron, we kind of have more options at small forward on FanDuel, so not too much interest there. On DraftKings, I actually like LeBron over AD. He's 9.7K. Obviously, there's the triple-double bonus on DK, so I do like that. I like LeBron more on DraftKings. And then Schroeder. Schroeder is someone who I don't love, but I mean, if you just look at his game log, like he gets through 30 every night. 6K, so 30 points is 5x. It's not the worst play on the slate. We don't have great point guard options. So I do like Schroeder on FanDuel. No, not really interested in him on DK for 6.4K. I think that pretty much does it for the Lakers.
Yeah, back to the hasty comment that we didn't know what it meant. He says, yeah, Chris, you got it right about the options there. Mike Weaver is saying, I stacked the Hawks and they killed. I'll love to hear that. Trigger saying, I like Wiseman as a pivot over DeAndre Jordan. I guess we'll get into that. We can have that as the first question after I go over the slate or the team injuries there, starters. Phoenix versus Memphis game starting. Let's go. Rondo's saying that. Hasty saying Gasol, a Willie vet, may stifle Wiseman. Careful, Trigger. Let's get into that. Let me just read the injury news first. You can address that. Golden State side, nothing noted there for injuries, nothing new. We have Curry, Oubre, Wiggins, Green, and Wiseman starting. Wiseman, topic of conversation here right now in the chat. Gasol, the vet, going to guard him. What do you think of that matchup, Chris?
Yeah, so, I mean, I like Wiseman a lot. Definitely in play on DraftKings. He's currently in my cash game lineup. 4.6K, and then on FanDuel, if you want to pivot off DJ, 4.4K. So a really good price tag here. His minutes have been up the last 2 games. He's been around 26, 27 minutes. So that's way up from what he was at before. He was around like 15 to 18. Also a pretty good matchup, just in the fact that the Lakers always have 2 bigs on the court. So he should see the court a lot. That's usually the main concern with Wiseman, is that like he doesn't play too many minutes. He gets into foul trouble. I don't think they'll put him on AD. I think they would put him on Gasol or Montrez. So not really too much concern for foul trouble. Maybe if he helps on like a LeBron drive, that's the only way. Maybe if he switches on to LeBron or AD, he could get into foul trouble. But I mean, I like the matchup just in general for Wiseman. Should see minutes. Definitely a really good pivot off of Jordan. Like I said, when I went over Brooklyn, Jordan's currently my center in my lineup. But, I mean, a really good tournament option here with Wiseman as a pivot. And then also, as I said, I really like Wiseman in DraftKings cash just because you can play both Jordan and him together. So, yeah, I like Wiseman. Steph Curry, he's 9.8 on FanDuel. Kind of hard to get there just because we're paying up for Nets guys. So not too interested in Steph Curry in cash games. In tournaments, if you want to go there, I have no problems with that. And then one more guy I'll mention is Draymond Green. He's 5.4K on FanDuel. 5-2 on DraftKings, so I like the price tag on both sites. It's a big game here against the Lakers. I assume it's on national TV just because it's two pretty big franchises. I'm just gonna check that out. See, yeah, so it's a TNT game. So I mean, I feel like Draymond kind of gets up for these types of games. So I do like his price tag. Triple double threat, as well on DraftKings. So I like him a lot on DK, and then on FanDuel, more of a last piece. I don't have him in my current lineup, but I have no problems playing him in cash games.
Yeah, Charlie Cole confirmed TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern. Hasty saying Wiseman will eat off of Harrell. Trigger says Gasol has brain power.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for the slate overview. Let me just reset the filters here. We can do the core plays. If you guys have any questions about construction or the slate optimizer, anything like that, you can ask us now. Great time to go over them. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's just jump into the core plays, Chris. Who's your first core play here on FanDuel?
So let's start with James Harden. 10.3K at shooting guard. Just way too cheap for him. No Kyrie, best game environment. So yeah, he's my first guy.
Okay, let me just do that. Next up, who do you have?
Next up, I don't know if I want to go with Lowry. Yeah, okay, let's just go with Lowry. 7.4K on FanDuel. Just kind of makes things work. Point guard is kind of thin, so I have no problem with Kyle Lowry there. And then I guess next up, shooting guard. Let's lock in one more. Let's go with Dante. He's 4.4, as I mentioned earlier. A much better price tag than on DK. So 4.4 in this game environment, he's going to start. So I do like that price tag a lot. One more. I'm torn between going with AD and DeAndre. Let's go with Anthony Davis just because let's go with AD, 9.5K. Really easy to get today, so yeah, I like AD.
Is that your last one?
Yeah.
Barrett in the chat's asking if using Giannis in a DraftKings GPP, would you rather have him at center or power forward?
I think I would go with power forward. On center, you have guys like DeAndre, Wiseman, Christian Wood even, so I think he fits a little better at power forward.
Yeah. Ghostify saying, guys, Luka is the play.
I mean, I like Luka in tournaments, like I mentioned when we went over that game, but no reason to go there in cash games today.
Yep. Okay, let's go over the construction here. Which ones do you like, Chris? Which ones should we go over?
So let's take a look at the first two.
Okay, got them up.
Yeah, okay, so at point guard, obviously have our lock here with Lowry. Schroeder I also talked about a ton, 6K. Point guard's kind of thin, so it's definitely a fine price tag for him. Harden, obviously a lock. Dante DiVincenzo, lock as well. Small forwards are different. Anthony Davis is a lock at power forward, and then DeAndre Jordan, really solid play. Didn't lock him in, but I do like him there. So yeah, with this 3v3, OG, Gordon, Porzingis versus Middleton, Harris, Draymond. We have to keep an eye on if Porzingis plays, but if Porzingis is in, I'm definitely with this first lineup all day. We're kind of spending too much for Middleton at 8K. Don't love that, but I mean, if KP misses, we're probably going to play James Johnson, so keep an eye on that. But for now, I think this is the optimal lineup.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely solid construction here. Let's do DraftKings. First core play here. Who do you have, Chris?
Let's go with James Harden again. 10.8K there on DraftKings, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with locking him in just because obviously Kyrie's out. Same as I keep saying, highest game total. So yeah, I like James Harden there. Next up, Eric Gordon, just too cheap, 5.2K. Yeah, no reason to get cute there. Just play Eric Gordon for 5.2K. Both formats, I'm good with him. And then DeAndre Jordan, we'll lock him in here just because we have a util slot as well. So 4.8K, I'm good with that. And then, how many is that? 3?
3. Gordon, Harden, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, we can go with one more in Draymond Green, 5.2K. I think that's a pretty fair price tag here. I expect him to see probably 30 minutes in this matchup against the Lakers. They'll need him on the court. So yeah, I like Draymond today to have a sort of vintage game.
Okay, sounds good. Let's build these out, see what we get. Hasty saying big game environment for Middleton.
Yeah. So Middleton's here. Fits a little better on DK.
Yeah.
Just because of the other value pieces we have. We have guys like TLC we can play here. We can play both Wiseman and Jordan together. So yeah, if you can just go back to the lineups here, we can compare them.
Yeah, before we do that, got some questions. Barrett's asking, Oladipo's price too high in DraftKings at 7.5?
Yeah, he's priced too high for me in cash games on both sites. But I mean, in tournaments, it's all good.
Yeah. Barrett's also saying Wiseman over DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, I have no problems with that pivot at all.
And Charlie Cole is asking Schroeder a good play today.
Yeah, I like Schroeder I like him more on FanDuel, 6K. Point guard is kind of thin, so yeah, I have no problems with that.
Yep. I think Anush here in the chat is on the wrong site, on the wrong channel here. He's asking who are the top 5 hottest NBA players. Definitely on the wrong site.
I mean, I think Jokic, Luka, they've been pretty hot. Christian Wood as well. Yeah, I think guys like that, like MVP candidates right now, they're definitely really good hot players right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, which ones do you like here, Chris?
So yeah, we could just compare the first two.
First two, same as FanDuel. Charlie Cole saying, I have the top team.
Yeah, you have the top team. You have the best team of the slate.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the differences here. It's Middleton, TLC, Lowry.
Anush, start us off with 1. Okay, yeah, I mean, I could break these down. Harden, Gordon, obviously locks. Jordan was a lock as well. Green was a lock. Wiseman wasn't, but like I said, we can get both centers here on DK, so I'm good with that. Yeah, so I mean, with this 3v3, we have Middleton, TLC, and Lowry versus Oubre. Oubre is going to be probably number 1 for Anush, but we have Oubre, Durant, and KCP. I mean, I'm the first side here all day. You get better balance. I don't love KCP today. I like Middleton a lot. I like Lowry a lot. So yeah, I'd rather go with the first side here. Get two guys who project for 40 rather than just spending up for KD and then hoping that Oubre can find his shot.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it then. Pretty straightforward. Small slate today, so not too much to go over to analyze. Don't want to get too cute, so definitely pretty concise, solid advice today. We could do the core or the favorite plays, the four different types of plays we do on both sites. Before we do that, I'll just do the plug now. If you guys have enjoyed the content so far, be sure to like the video on YouTube. That helps us out a lot with people finding our content. Additionally, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit the bell button as well. Hit all so you get notifications and stay up to date with all of our content. We do it every single day, 2.5 hours, sometimes 3, depending on Chris, before the main slate. But yeah, every single day, holidays, don't miss a day. Great free content here. Chris is not just like a YouTube content creator. He's a solid mid to high stakes DFS player every day. Lots of different sports. So he definitely knows his stuff. He puts his money where his mouth is. So definitely take advantage of that. Try to get here every day. Watch the content here. ask him questions, do all that stuff. Additionally, if you guys like the optimizer that you saw, if you like our projections as well, be sure to check out our website at dfscrunch.com. You can try it out yourself with a 3-day free trial if you've never been a member. Our weekly rate is $25 and monthly is $75, so be sure to do that. We have every single sport on FanDuel, DraftKings, every main sport. Lots of different slates. Great Discord community as well, where you can always ask us questions, ask our members questions. People there are super helpful, just like in the YouTube chat. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. Last one, follow us on Twitter as well. Good place to stay up to date with all of our promotions. I think we have one promotion now on our pinned tweet, giving away a free month. Maybe a few people will get a free month access to our tool. So be sure to follow us on Twitter at DFS Crunch. I think it's also
we're 15 subs away from that. So if you could just pull up that pinned tweet and we can look at it. So yeah, click on that, and then yeah, this one right here. So yeah, once we reach 100 subs, we'll give away a monthly pass. We'll probably give away a few weeklies as well. So what are we at now? I think 85. I mean, if let's say if we get there today, we'll give away like 3 monthly passes. Yeah, I mean, do you think the people could get us there? 15.
I mean, the stat I see, it's like 50% of the people that watch this are not subscribed. So we definitely could. Just depends if people subscribe, if they like our content. So I think we could do it. 50% people watching aren't subscribed, so that's kind of high. But yeah, I think we could do it.
Hopefully sometime. Hopefully sometime this week.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Marketing about to go off tonight from Barrett. Hasty says, let's hope so. Let's get back to the content here. Let's do the favorite 4 plays of the day. We do both sites, so we go over the favorite play overall for the whole slate today. Then we do the salary relief value play of the day. And then we also do the fade of the day, GPP fade of the day. That fade of the day is only for tournaments. It's going to be a guy who's a solid cash play, but it's just someone in tournaments you might want to ease off of just to get some leverage on the field, get a little bit of a different construction going. And then we also do the GPP play of the day. I think Chris has been on fire with those last week, hopefully this week as well. So let's get right into it. Who's your favorite play of the day on FanDuel, Chris?
I got to go with James Harden. Just too cheap there. Pretty easy to get. So yeah, I'll go James Harden.
Okay. Excuse me. Who's your salary relief play of the day there?
Dante DiVincenzo, 4.4K. Just too cheap in this environment. He's gonna start. So yeah, I like Dante.
Okay. GPP fade of the day. As I said, it's solid cash play, solid play for sure, but just someone will ease off of to gain leverage on the field. Who's that today here on FanDuel?
Let's go with Anthony Davis. He's 9.5K. This game has the highest blowout probability of the slate. So I mean, I'm gonna have him in my cash game lineups just because he's so cheap, but definitely ways that he doesn't get there.
Yep. And then GPP play of the day, favorite tournament play. Who do you have here?
Let's keep it at power forward and go with Giannis. So like he's, what is he, 2K more than AD, so like people will just pay down to AD. I don't think Giannis is going to be too popular, so I really like Giannis in tournaments. Great matchup here, highest total, as I keep saying, 240. So yeah, I like Giannis a lot in tournaments today.
Yeah. Ross Best in the chat's asking, cash means 50-50s or tournament. Yeah, cash just refers to the games where I think 50% of the field, like around 50% of the field gets paid. So that's like your 50-50s, your head-to-heads. Sometimes people consider double-ups, but more so the 50-50s, I think, in the head-to-heads. Tournament is like the ones where it's like, I think, 27 to 30-something% of the field gets paid. Yeah.
So cash games are just like 50-50s, double-ups, head-to-heads, stuff like that.
Yeah. Saying I play 50-50s and the tournament with small entry fees, large payouts.
Yeah, so if you're playing one lineup I recommend playing, like I said, 50-50s, double ups, head-to-heads, and then for tournaments, just do single entry stuff. You don't want to be um, in like a 20 entry max or 150 max entry with one lineup. You're just at a disadvantage. So I recommend doing the single entry stuff for tournaments if you're just playing one lineup.
Yep. He's saying no Steph talk today. Big game versus Lakers. Don't think he will go off tonight versus Le GM. He's been hot this season. Should be a fun one with Draymond back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, point guard isn't really rounding out to be a spend up spot. But I mean, in tournaments, yeah, I love Steph today. Like, I didn't talk about him much, but he's 9.8K. If the Warriors can keep this game close, it's going to be obviously because of Steph. So, I mean, if you're playing AD, I definitely don't mind running it back with Steph. Same thing if you're playing LeBron. Don't mind running it back with Steph, hoping the game stays close, because I think if it does stay close, it's probably going to hit the over on 227.5.
Yeah. Ross Best saying, Barton screwed me over last night. What did he get? Do you know?
I mean, I didn't play anyone from that first game, so I didn't watch it either. I don't know.
Yep. Okay, let's do the same for four guys, four different plays over on DraftKings. Ross has 16 from Barton. Let's go DraftKings here. Who's your favorite play of the day overall?
I'll go with let's go with Eric Gordon. Even though he's kind of value, 5.2K on DK is just really good price tag. 3-point bonus on DK. So yeah, he's kind of a value play, but I like him as my favorite play of the day on DK.
Okay, DraftKings salary relief value play. Who do you have here?
I mean, if I could, I would say Eric Gordon, but I'll go with DeAndre Jordan, 4.8K. Really good price tag there, obviously in the best game environment, so I like DeAndre for value.
Okay, GPP fade of the day. I'll do the disclaimer again because it's important. So it's just a tournament play. It's someone you're gonna limit your exposure to in tournaments. It's gonna be a guy who is a solid cash play. But yeah, who's it here on DraftKings, Chris?
I mean, I kind of want to say these Nets guys, Harden and Durant, and then you'll go up to Giannis. So let's say KD.
Okay, and then who's your favorite tournament GPP play of the day today? DraftKings.
So I'll keep it the same as FanDuel. I'll go with Giannis again. His price tag is a lot better here. It's 10.4K. So I mean, that's really good. Best game environment, as I keep saying. So yeah, I like Giannis here as my tournament play.
Yeah. Hasty saying that Utah defense about the Barton 16-point turnout. Yeah.
Yep. They're really good.
Yeah, they are.
The Stifle Tower, back line.
Yeah, Rudy the Rock Gobert. We need Thomas in the chat. Hasty's asking, is Brooklyn v Nets being billed as the battle for the East? Don't sleep on Atlanta and Celtics this year.
Yeah, so obviously he means Brooklyn versus the Bucks. That's the game today. I think it is. I think they're actually both. They're the favorites to come out of the East. So yeah, it definitely is being billed as the battle for the East. I mean, I like the Hawks and Celtics this year as well. Actually, a little surprised that Hasty likes the Hawks. I wouldn't take him out to be a really big Trae Young guy. Trae Young kind of chucks
the defense as well.
Yeah, it doesn't play much defense, but I mean, as a team, they're good. They have Herter. Hasty likes Herter, Hunter, Reddish. I like Reddish, Capella, John Collins. So yeah, they're pretty deep. But I definitely think the Brooklyn versus Bucks game Brooklyn and Bucks are the favorites to come out of the East.
Yeah. Any closing remarks on the slate today, Chris, before I wrap it up?
No, I mean, hopefully we keep it going. Projections stay on point. Everyone has a good night. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, same time.
Yeah. How's your all-day / early slate going?
I think we're just waiting for the Houston game, but even if that, not Houston, the Miami game, but even if that game plays, should be good there. Yeah, I posted a screenshot for one of the slates, the Minnesota versus Atlanta slate, so that one obviously won. All day is obviously looking good as well here right now. In first in a bunch of tournaments, but I think most of my guys have played already, so that also has something to do with it. I've Aaron Gordon pretty low owned, so that's pretty good. So yeah, everything's looking good so far.
Okay, I'll wrap it up then. Last reminder, guys, like the video, subscribe, hit bell button, hit all. I'll keep it quick and short. Also, check out our optimizer, dfscrunch.com. 3-day free trial, all new members. Lots of value there. Every main sport, DraftKings and FanDuel. Discord access as well, so you get access to Chris's brain. You can pick it apart after the show as well. Also, solid community there, so lots of members there, quite knowledgeable. They're doing really well using our projections, using our optimizer. So yeah, definitely check that out. And King Wolf is asking, it says for DraftKings. Yeah, the plays here we did, the last ones here were for DraftKings. I think Chris had Gordon as his favorite play of the day here. Then he had DeAndre Jordan as his favorite value play of the day here. He had Durant as his tournament fade play there, and then Giannis as his favorite GPP play there. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow. We'll be in the Discord updating things. Projections, obviously, we'll update as always. And yeah, answering questions there, releasing core plays there as well as we see fit. And yeah, good luck today, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all tomorrow.